All right, we'll go to Greg Allman.
Hey, Bruce, you've talked about the offensive balance that you've wanted to have, and it seems like this Green Bay defense almost prioritizes stuff in the pass, a lot of dime, which opens up your run game. I just want to ask you how much your running game is clicking as well as you'd like it to be right now.
Yeah, it's as good as it's been all season. I mean, our blocking units, our tight ends, receivers, everybody's doing a really, really good job of getting on their people, getting hats on hats, and the backs are hitting the holes extremely well. So, yeah, I don't foresee a lot of dime versus some of our formations. But if they want to load up the box, obviously, then we're playing one-on-one outside.
Thanks, Bruce.
You bet.
We'll go to Scott Reynolds.
Bruce, you knew that Antoine Winfield Jr. was a playmaker. That's why you drafted him. When you look back at his season so far, has there anything that surprised you about the kid, whether it be a good surprise or a bad surprise?
Oh, not really. I mean, he was as easy a choice as there was with his bloodlines and the way he plays. His tape was unbelievable. His football intelligence and such a great kid. So really nothing there to surprise me that he's had this much success.
We'll go to Joey Knight.
Coach, did Antonio have any kind of setback, or did y'all just determine he wasn't progressing well enough?
Yeah, I just talked to him this morning, and to put him on the plane and fly up there and have a swell more doesn't make any sense. So he wasn't as close as we had hoped, so we'll get him ready for the next one.
We'll go to Nate Davis.
Coach, I just wanted to ask, it seems like you guys have navigated the pandemic about as well as anyone this year. Just have there been any protocols or any mechanisms put in place this season that you would like to see carried over kind of once we hopefully have the virus under control?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of rules under this. I mean, the 16-man practice squad, the veterans on the practice squad, coming off the 21 disabled list, that type of thing. The rules that we made, I'd love for them to stay. The protocols, I thought the league did a really, really good job. Our players made a commitment to each other back in August. We've had very few cases, knock on wood. And, so, yeah, I think even though it's rampant in our city, our guys have stayed away pretty good.
We'll go over to Ben Volen.
Hey, Bruce, you have a roster that I don't think has too much experience reaching this level of the playoffs. Obviously, you and the coaching staff do, but how important is it for your team to have a guy like Tom Brady, who's had so much playoff experience and championship game experience?
Yeah, I mean, having Tom and Gronk and Shady and Leonard, other guys on offense, but then JPP defensively. So, yeah, I mean, it helps that those guys, they can talk to the guys in the locker room about, preparation, and it's really the same game. You just have to be totally prepared so that you can go out and just do your job.
We'll go to Sarah Walsh.
Hey, Bruce, when you signed AB, you talked about insurance policy, and this team has obviously done a really good job of filling in whether it was Vita out and AB out or Mike out. Can you just talk about the confidence this team has when you lose a guy that is as talented as AB, and this team's ability all year to fill in the blanks and get it done regardless?
Yeah, I think if you just look to last week when Scotty and Tyler got in there and made those huge plays in the fourth quarter, the amount of trust that the coaches and Tom have in those guys, just because they've earned it, their performance has earned it. So, yeah, Antonio will be missed, but we've got capable people stepping in.
Go to Jenna Lane.
Hey, Coach, just wondering what you saw from Vita Vea this week and how much maybe you anticipate him being able to do coming off, a pretty miraculous recovery.
Yeah, I mean, he's looked real good. I mean, he's been running around for almost 3 weeks and, had a real good practice yesterday and a good one today. So we haven't made that determination yet, but we'll see if we want to activate him or not, but there is a chance.
Our last one's going to come from Tom Rock.
Bruce, I know you're a connoisseur of quarterback plays. I'm wondering if there's any part of you that wishes you could sort of sit back and watch this matchup this weekend rather than be in the midst of it.
I'd much rather be in the midst of it, watching it from the sideline than television. That's for sure. So I can still get a bird's eye view of two great players out there.
Okay, that's all for today, Coach.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Hey, Tom. I know that everybody's going to talk about this matchup like they always do with Aaron Rodgers, and he's had sort of an MVP-like season at the tender age of 37. Just what do you admire about his game right now when you watch him play?
He basically does everything well. So he's got great command and experience. Leadership, players are playing hard. He's got a great style of play. So he obviously throws the ball as well as any quarterback, gets rid of the ball quickly, has great vision of the field, is able to extend plays with his legs. And, it's a lot of explosive players he's got. So they got a great football team. And they got obviously a top scoring offense or a top offense, however you see it. And it's a big test. We're going to have to go up and play great football to beat them.
We'll go to Jenna Lane.
Hey, Tom, Coach Arians just gave us the news that Antonio Brown's not going to be making the trip with you guys to Green Bay. I know you guys are really close and have put in so much work this year. What does it mean for you guys to go up there not to have him, and how can you guys overcome that loss?
Yeah, I think we're going to have to find a way to win, and it obviously sucks for Antonio. We all wish he could be out there with us. And other guys are going to have to step up and do a job. So got a lot of confidence in the guys that haven't been out there as much when AB's been in there. And, we wish everybody could play. We're, lost a few guys, over the course of, the season. So it's a great game to play in. You want everyone to play in this game. We're going to have to figure out a way to win regardless.
We'll go to Greg Allman.
Hey, Tom, going back to March, when Jason reached out to you about coming to join this team, I know this was very much part of the plan, part of the hope for what this team could do. Well, what are the things you think about that gave you the most confidence in the team you were joining?
Well, I think I looked at just the whole situation. There was a lot of of reasons to come here, and obviously, great coaching staff, a lot of really great players, and just wanting to come and compete. And, loved working with my teammates. We've all worked really hard to get to this point. To play in a championship game is a great experience. And, I love being able to do that with, this group of guys who's worked really hard to get to this point. And, that we competed hard. We had a few rough moments in there, but we won 2 playoff road games, and we're gonna have to win a third if we want to get to continue playing. So it's a tough test. It's a great football team we're playing. Certainly not an easy task, but we got to figure out a way.
We'll go over to Ben Bolin.
Hey, Tom, congrats on making another conference championship game. We saw your leadership right from the get-go when you were organizing those off-season throwing workouts with your new teammates. Bruce Arians the other day even said you're kind of like a coach this year. How different is this leadership role for you coming to a new team with all these new players, and how much have you enjoyed that this year?
Yeah, I feel like it's very much, I've tried to be very consistent over a period of time, and just show up every day with an attitude to get the work done. And I've got a lot of people that, I really rely on. The other quarterbacks, our quarterback coach, Byron, our coordinator, we're all working hard to try to put the team in a position to win. So I have a lot of experience playing, and, I like to try to convey a lot of different things that I think could be successful. And, whether it be a physical thing to a player, could be a certain way that I see something happening. I think we have a great communication, great rapport with everyone. And the only way to work through things are to communicate through them. And it's been a really fun process, and we put ourselves in a decent position. Now we got to go capitalize on it.
We're going to go over to Sarah Walsh.
Hey, Tom, Bruce talked earlier this week about his message being clear and that it's you don't play in the Super Bowl this week and the focus is on the Packers. I was just wondering, I know you talk to these guys a lot and pull them aside. Did you have a specific message that you've sort of harped on with a lot of these guys this week that haven't been there before?
Well, I think our coaches have done a great job keeping us focused on what we got to do, and